Letitia and Adam here from Suncoast Caravan Service. We are here with our beautiful friends from Aussie Destinations Unknown, Chris and Miriam.
Hi.
Today we are here to talk to you about common caravanning mistakes. So things that we sort of see come up. It's a controversial, sort of subject, but we've got a few hints and tips of things that we've seen ourselves, things we see people come into our showroom with that they broke for
We're kind of qualified to record this video because we are travelling full-time in our fourth year now, and these guys, well, you explain what you do.
And we fix what you break. So
they're your best friends.
These guys see what happens. They get to experience it themselves. I'm sure there's a few things you guys have done yourselves over the years.
Never. We don't make
this
mistakes.
is good. This is good for me. I've got to throw it back a little bit because what I think is common sense is generally not common sense.
No.
So this is going to be a really good topic of these little things.
And I mean, as like industry experts that we aren't. Even hooking up our caravan and coming out here last night, we pulled up and it's like, all right, just turn the gas heater on. It's freezing here in Santhorpe. Error code pop up. Oh no, just turn the Starlink on and we'll have a look on the internet and find out what the error code means. The Starlink wasn't working.
Is that why you messaged me at 11 o'clock at night? What's your Starlink code?
Yeah.
I guess to kick off, something that is, you're right, it's not common anymore, but it should be, caravan etiquette. I don't want to go into, the nitty-gritties. We know there's a lot in this subject and a lot of people have a lot of opinions. I appreciate that.
I'm happy to share mine if you want it.
There's a couple of key things that are common mistakes that we see people do on a regular, no matter where we are. And I know you guys will see this all the time. When you go to hook up, don't run your car and leave your car running for an hour.
I've done quite a few workouts. I work out a lot in front of the van, next to the van, and there's been countless occasions when I've been like doing yoga, deep breathing, and someone's got their car running, and I'm like, oh, it'll turn off soon. No, I'm like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes of exhaust just in your face.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's like if you're in a caravan park, and I think that's, I mean, that one topic, probably you could break that into a real big one,
Whole
and that's
thing.
just being aware, even when you're in a free camp, like, okay, there's this massive 2-acre paddock. You don't have to come park right beside me.
Yep.
Like,
that's another one.
The personal space comes into that, I think.
Just being aware of other people's personal space.
Yeah.
Like if you're in a caravan park and there's a slab, obviously, well, you can find and configure to the slabs.
Yep.
But if you're in a free camping environment or a national park or somewhere, you don't have to park right beside someone.
No.
You can have your own space and be spatial aware. So
totally agree with that.
And if it comes to those places where, there's the beach and everyone wants to look at it and everyone's parked like this, don't come along a park like this.
No.
Well, let's give a prime example of Swim Cart Beach in Tasmania. This is a popular place.
Oh, yes.
If you're going to pull up camp, don't park your caravan a metre from a drawbar.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we've had that a few times as well.
Close. Yep, that's definitely a bit of a whoop. Yep.
And you've got a photo like that's.
But it was our fault.
Okay.
Because we have a big caravan and we took up a little bit of room.
Gotcha.
So this is the whole common sense thing, I think, that
Yep.
let's not get too political about this.
It's actually happened every time we've been at Swim Cart. People have either parked us in at the front or parked us in at the back. But I mean, if you come up and go, hey, there's nowhere else to park. Do you mind if I park here? I'm only here for this time. I'll be leaving at whatever in the morning. That's fine. But don't just park right on top of someone else and don't at least talk to them, because it might be fine, but it might not be. The first time it happened to us, we were actually leaving quite early in the morning, and Chris went over. I was like, I kind of hid. I'm not huge on confrontation. I was hiding, watching how it was all going to go down, and the guy wasn't very happy. And he's like, well, I'm here, I'm not moving. And like, well, we're hitching up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, well, I'm not moving. And it's like, well, you shouldn't be there. So yeah, just
personal space and the common sense thing.
Be mindful of others.
Yeah.
I guess for us, we're usually pretty hyper aware of our kids. When we go away, where are they? What are they doing? Don't walk through someone else's campsite.
Yep.
Our kids are angels. We never have to yell at them.
No.
And just be careful too with your kids in caravan parks, because there are people with vehicles that you can't see everything. And we see kids running. Countless times they've run in front of our truck, which is huge. Luckily we have the cameras and we can see. But the kids are running in front, and then as you're reversing, they're riding their bikes in front, like right behind the van as you're backing up.
There's a lot of dangers out there, isn't there?
There are. We've had kids playing underneath our vans, swinging off pipes, jumping on the drawbar, which we don't like it, but it's also quite dangerous for the kids. So I I think just be mindful that when you are camping, it doesn't give you permission to let your kids just run wild. At least keep some sort of tabs on your
and
kids.
even
we try.
It's something we're hyper aware of. Even in this park, like we've been here quite a few times. In this beautiful bush setting we're in now, but it's up close to the road.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
a freeway.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, and there's a river here, there's a dam here, there's a rock wall there.
There's
so
critters.
There are critters.
Critters around.
It's all good and well for kids to be kids, but I think the kids need to be aware of these dangers as well.
Yeah.
We're hyper aware of it with our kids because our little boy's like he's a buzzbox.
He's a buzzbox. Doesn't stop.
So you just got to be aware.
Takes
of
after his father, hey?
Yeah.
Good looking, good looking kid.
Just lacking a bit of
Oh yeah, stubble.
Yeah. Everybody loves it.
I guess, okay, so caravanning etiquette is obviously a whole subject on its own. But that
100%.
is one thing.
Yeah.
Another tip, I guess, is preparation. Now, you guys would be 100% all over this with everything that you do.
Correct.
Yep.
But talking about where you're going, how long you're going for. So then we need to talk about how much food do we need to take, what clothing do we need to take, how much water do we need, are we going to have enough power for that amount of time? If you don't, we know some people who can fix you up for that. And then also how much fuel, water, food, like just...
Yeah, just do a little bit of research
Get
about
yourself ready.
the places that you're going to. It's not just how much fuel do you need to take, but what's the distance between fuel stations? How much fuel do you carry in your tank? What are the nighttime temperatures? What are the daytime temperatures? Check the conditions before you go. Has it been flooding? All those sorts of things. How many days are you going to be going between shops? How much fresh food can you take?
Water is another big one as well. Water's a huge one.
Water's huge.
Is there fill-up points? Is the water going to be good quality?
And a lot of
Can
places
you
we
get
go,
to the
it's
water?
not good
Is it
quality.
drinkable?
Yeah, a lot
correct.
of it's not.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of preparation isn't there involved?
Yeah,
a ton.
preparation, and again, have you got the right tools the right accessories, the right tire pressure monitors, and all that stuff that Chris looks after that I don't really know, but he's got all the extra bits and pieces in case something breaks and we need to fix it and to monitor things.
It's actually funny, all the things that we just take for granted in a normal life.
Yes.
It's a polar opposite in a caravan, so
Yes,
you've got
you've
to
gotta think about all of it.
rethink of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's different. I guess it's different for you guys. We're weekend warriors, so when we pack the van, we have to really specifically think we are going to this location. It's going to be hot or it's going to be cold. If we were coming away this weekend and we knew it was going to be cold, we knew we were free camping. Make sure the gas bottles are full so we can run the gas heater.
Whereas-
A little different for us. We
Well,
have everything.
A lot of people say, oh, so what do you pack when you go to Tassie? I was like, we caravan, and everything we own is in the caravan, so we take everything with us everywhere we go.
Yep, a little bit different for you guys.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
So we pack to the scenario that we're travelling to, where you guys are packed
all the time.
Yeah.
But we do
Ready to
change
go.
things over, so according to where we're going. So if we know it's somewhere cold, so we've got all of our, summer clothes kind of under the bed, and we'll just shuffle things around like that.
I mean, there's plenty of apps out there that will give you a lot of the information as well. Obviously, weather apps, camping
I was just
apps.
going to say, what apps have we got?
Oh, we got. There's just tons of them out there, isn't it?
We
There's
use
gas ones,
we
there's
use
fuel ones.
fuel map ones. We use finding Campedia, finding different campgrounds, and then we've got how many different weather apps?
Yeah.
5 different.
Always looking at different ones.
Yeah.
Because
Gotcha.
there's never one golden weather report, is there?
I'm not sure that there's anyone who ever quite gets it 100% right either.
Yes.
We use the app Windy a lot. Windy's a really, really
Windy's
good
a
one.
really handy one. Yeah.
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 Well, that kind of leads me on to my next part of common mistakes.
Yeah.
Is the weather.
Yeah.
So
whether or not we go.
so something that I know we've all done it. There's two parts to this. One part is when you're day tripping, and you're going to be out for 8, 10, 12 hours, however long you're going to be out for. Don't leave all your roof hatches up and open fully so that if it rains, you're going to end up
Just in case.
with a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
The wind, you just touched on that. Keeping an eye on that. So is your awning tethered? Is it secure? Or should you just roll it in if you're not sure?
I'm a huge one of just rolling it in.
We roll it in. We've seen plenty of situations where the weather is like this, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a crazy storm hits or a whirlwind comes through. Like we were on Palubi Beach, and we were sitting in the water, and it was just all hunky-dory.
Beautiful.
And then next minute, a whirlwind came over the sand dune onto one caravan, swirled around the caravan, destroyed the awning, destroyed the whole van, and took off. And the woman was there by herself. The husband had gone to dump stuff, and we were just like, whoa.
I mean, we've had our awning shade our roof of our caravan before, haven't we?
That was on
Barren
your,
heads.
not this van, that was on the last van.
That was
I remember.
the first titanium.
That was the first titanium rookie
And again,
era.
a freak storm. I'm like, it's a gorgeous day. We don't need to rope the awning down. Everything's fine. And literally, like that.
Boom.
Within 30 seconds, I couldn't even put my feet down on the floor of the caravan, and it was on top of the roof. So
I reckon we would replace 3 awnings a week.
Would you really? There you
Yeah.
go.
So we're talking like
Oops.
hundreds of awnings a year.
Awnings,
just
antennas,
for
and
that.
air conditioners, eh?
Yes.
Or maybe we shouldn't be telling people to do this because, as a business, it's quite profitable and viable for us.
It's your
but-
initiation into the world of caravanning
Yeah,
is
if you
losing
lose
an
your
awning
awning.
and knocking an antenna or an aircon off the roof on a tree.
Yeah, golden rule, never listen to the weather report, and if you're going to go somewhere, don't leave your awning just sitting there.
Never
I
leave your
just don't think
windows
it's a
and
good
your
idea.
hatches open, and never leave your awning out untethered. Ever.
Yep.
Even if you're going away for half an hour or an hour. We've seen it happen.
Yeah.
That's a
Just don't
security,
know.
like for me, that's as much of
security.
a safety thing. But,
Absolutely.
so you don't break things, but it's a security thing.
Yep.
Letitia's fanatic. I'm pretty lazy with it, but Letitia is fanatical about
There's
it.
always one of us.
Chris is the same.
Locking hatches, locking doors, locking the toolboxes.
That's
and everything.
me.
I'm like, if someone wants my gas bottle, mate, all
That's
power to you.
Chris.
Like, if you want my gas bottle, mate, like, enjoy yourself. But Tisha's like, no, lock it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And she
that's,
sounds like that when she does it.
Thanks. Thanks
it's
for
all right.
that.
I'm exactly the same. And then you end up walking off in a
Do you have
half-gone
one of them
fine.
too?
Yep, that's it.
All right, yes.
I guess that probably moves into the second part of this, and that is almost like a travel checklist. So everyone's caravan is different. Everyone's car is different. So combined, everyone's setup is totally different. We see it. You guys see it. Traveling full time. You need to write yourself your own checklist, and this checklist is for pack up basically of. Before I hook up today, I need to make sure that my TV antenna is down.
I've never done that before.
No, totally not. My roof hatches are down. I need to make sure that all of my tunnel boots and under storage areas are secure. Need to make sure that I haven't overstacked the fridge door. This is like a big one for me because I do see it quite a lot in our showroom with customers coming in with broken door shelves.
Yep.
And it's where if you're going to head over a certain particular stretch of road, probably part of that preparation part as well.
Fridge prep.
Fridge prep, make sure you haven't stacked too many heavy items in the door of the fridge so that it doesn't...
Or in the top shelves of the
Or in the
fridge.
top shelves,
and when you go to open the door of the fridge, open
Everything
it like
just-
this and stick your hand in and push things
Yeah.
in because you've got those little silver bars that hold things in,
Yes.
but sometimes they can come down.
Yep.
So stack the heavy stuff on the bottom and just, be
Chris and I
mindful.
like to help with that sort of stuff. It's critical for us just to keep the food at a manageable level.
So I can eat it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we like to help with that situation.
That's why I put my 4 1.5 litre bottles of vodka at the bottom shelf.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they
critical.
can't get damaged.
Who would
They're
want
not
to have
allowed
vodka everywhere in the...
Nope.
Yeah.
Let's just explain there, shall we? He's actually got a water bottle, which is an old vodka bottle, and he swigs out of it all the time, and everyone thinks he's drinking vodka, but it's actually water.
Love that.
But yeah, like you're saying about the checklist, I mean, it's
Yeah.
so routine for us. I have a routine.
Hang on,
I
I'm
do
going to
it.
interject with the
you've got
checklist. The GMSV Silverado has a built-in checklist, and it's like wheel chocks, and you go through and you tick all the bits and pieces off. It's got light testing and everything, so you can do that straight in the infotainment system in the Chevy.
But if you don't have one, I think like Letitia said,
You should buy
maybe
one.
do
My dad's-
you should buy Chevy.
My parents have got one. You saw it.
I
It's
think,
stuck on the.
yeah, 100%.
and they go
Put it
through
in the inside of the door. Stick it on the
Yeah,
door. Stick it on the
Yeah.
fridge.
that.
And just
Or we
routinely
even
look
have
at
a
it.
cupboard where when you lift the cupboard up, it's on the back wall of the cupboard.
Yep.
Yep.
And one of you is outside, one of you is inside, and you just communicate to each other to make sure you're covering all your bases with everything.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Maybe we should do an app.
we
Maybe
should.
we should design an app where you
There's
just
an
tick,
app
tick,
idea
tick, tick.
for anyone creative out there.
A checklist app, or you could just like write it on a bit of paper.
Copyrighted that just then. That
Yeah, so
minute,
don't even think of copying
That's
it.
ours. Lock this moment.
I guess something else that I don't know, I see it a little bit on the road. Common mistakes are when you haven't checked if your lights are working.
That's also built into the Chevy Silverado. You can push light check, and it does all the light tests for you.
This is now an ad. For it now. Sorry. But it's something that happens.
Yep.
We know ourselves right now. We have a front marker light that is currently not working, and we know it needs to be replaced.
Okay.
If only we could get our van into a workshop somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, wouldn't know where to do that.
Yeah.
But it's something that we test every time we drive away.
Yeah.
Indicators, brakes,
Yeah.
marker lights.
I
Is
think that's
everything
missed a lot.
working?
I think that's missed a lot. And I think
Yeah.
in a rush too, you miss it just
You
instantly.
do.
So.
You do.
My absolute pet hate is you've been in a caravan park for 5 days or 4 days or whatever, and no one's come and talked to you. But the moment you get out and back up to your hitch, there's someone standing right beside you going, "Oh, hey, I've seen you use this product. Is it any good?" And you're like, "Mate, I've been here for a week. You haven't asked me nothing yet. I'm trying to hook up."
We make
I'm
it very
going through my
clear, and
routine.
I put it out there. If Chris is hitching up or unhitching, don't talk to him. Let him do his job. I don't even, every now and again, I stick a camera in his face for a bit of recording, but then I leave him alone because that's something he needs to focus on.
I think you need to have a full concentration on it.
You
I don't think you need any disruptions on it at all because,
100%.
you know, one distraction, mate, and it could be game over.
something.
Look, all these things that we're talking about, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but you're definitely minimising.
Try not to make it
Just
happen.
tips to avoid do's, don'ts, I guess.
Yeah, correct.
Some things that
that
we've done it,
hookup-
we've seen people do it.
Yeah, that hookup procedure you go through. Everyone's got their own little routine they go through. Take your time, be diligent about it. Don't let yourself get interrupted with it. Don't take phone calls.
And don't let other people help you. Do it. Because
And if you're on the other, if you're on the other side of that and you're seeing someone hook up, don't go over to them.
Yeah.
Just let them do their thing.
We actually have a company policy, and it's weird. Some customers look at you like, "What? You're not going to help me?" But our company policy is we actually do not assist our customers to hook up their van.
Wow.
We will actually, the customer will back up. We'll guide them over the ball, the coupling, or the pin, and then we will run them through the work that's been completed on the van.
Yeah.
And then we'll say, "Thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate your business. We're going to leave you now to hook up." And Marsha or Reese or whoever, and we'll actually walk away and we'll just leave them there on their
idea.
own. So that's
the
that's our
reason
company
why,
policy.
just to explain, is because a few years ago we actually had a situation where I was with a gentleman watching him hook up, and I noticed that he forgot to put his hitch pin down. 50mm ball coupling, just didn't clip it down.
Yep.
And he did his bits, and then I was talking to one of our staff over to the side, and I've looked back and the hitch pin was still up, and he got in the front seat of the car and went to drive off. And I thought, whoa. And I know that because I was there and we had kept talking a little bit, I felt that I had distracted him in a way from doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
And then we said, you know what, from now on it's got to be, you know your rig, you know your setup, you need to hook it up the way you normally do so that no one interferes with it. We don't do anything for you so that you forget to check something else.
Yeah.
Some people hook up really quickly. Some people it takes quite a while.
Yeah.
But let them do it.
Yeah, that's
it
it.
is
just
what
gotta
it
do
is.
it.
Yeah.
You should have seen us hooking up them hooking up the vans at the Sydney show. We had 8 vans to get out real fast. It was like hook, go. And I was like, well, if you want to know why this one's so good at hooking up vans real quick, there you go. He's got it alone.
It just takes that split second of distraction to forget one thing, and you could potentially kill someone or kill yourself. It's a deadly weapon. A motor vehicle is a deadly weapon on its own. Put a Caravan on it, it's a whole new ball game. It's like a double barrel shotgun, and we just need to take our time.
I even found myself the last trip we did. I was in the seat, and I tow a lot of vans. I tow a lot of different vans. Our car's well set up for towing.
Yep.
And I even found myself, I had to go, hang on, check yourself. You've got a Caravan on, and have to go just that extra little bit rather than just driving because you get comfortable, you get complacent. I had to go, hang on, there's actually a Caravan hooked up to you as well. You need to step up your game and really focus. So
one of my big routines is obviously we've got an airbag Caravan. So once I've hooked up and I jump on the road, I'll go 500 metres or K down, and then I'll jump back out and go check, make sure the bags are all level, and then I'll just do another quick little visual.
Who does
That's
that?
a bit of a
I
golden
usually
rule for
jump
me.
in and check the inside of the van just to make
Just
sure.
in case.
Like yesterday, I jumped in to check the van, as we always do, or the day before, whenever it was, and I forgot to latch the bathroom door.
Yeah, it's not just
But lucky
latching up the van.
it's got a click, so it just clicks in the other end. It doesn't bang around. But it's like, oh, okay. So, and we'd only just driven down the road, so it's good to check.
It's the same on the inside of the van as well.
Yep, inside and outside.
it's those things that, it sounds bad, but it's those little things like your door jumping off the rail or something like that that ruin your trip when you get there because you're normally stressed when you're pulling into somewhere, you get frustrated and you open the door and there's a bottle of jam that rolls out the fridge door or the Caravan door, you're like, oh no.
Here we go.
Or a drawer that comes out, and it's all good and well for the cutlery to fall on the ground. Yeah. But when the drawer flies out and hits a cupboard on the other side, it's a big, just dings the floor.
We see it so much, the cupboard drawers fall out and dent the lino.
Yeah, that too.
Correct.
That happened in our first titanium. One of the cupboards came open, my air fryer came out onto the floor.
So it's all about taking your time.
Yes.
Taking your time and a little checklist.
Preparation prevents Chris failing.
P-Port effort. All right. Next question or next topic.
Next part of this, you guys actually sort of touched on it a little bit then, is it's not a common mistake, but it is something that we do hear about and we do see a bit in our industry in particular, is either when you buy a new van and it's a new van to you, or if you are new to caravanning and this is your first van that you're buying and you're hitching up and going away, highly, strongly recommend getting a towing lesson if you haven't towed before.
Do a towing
and
course.
it is your first time. Going up to one of your local sporting fields and using their empty car park.
Yeah, I think so.
And practicing reversing.
We've seen so much uptake in our industry in the last couple of years because of COVID and restrictions of travel. So many people have joined the lifestyle, got in on it. They're weekend warriors, so they're not towing all the time.
Yeah.
I think the biggest advice I give to people: do the towing course, get yourself aware of your van, spend that time. Your first couple of trips, don't go into caravan parks and put yourself in that hyper stressful situation where you got to back onto a site.
We've done that. Yep.
Yeah, it's not good. Get yourself familiar with it. Get yourself adjusted to it. Take some of those shorter trips.
Absolutely.
Shorter, safer trips, wider roads, nice
get
conditions.
to know.
Don't do it at 7 o'clock in the morning when the tradies are going to work on the freeway where it's just packed.
Bumper.
And I think every caravan is different too. Okay. Every caravan will react differently.
Yeah.
Every caravan will react differently to the way you've loaded it up.
Correct. That's what I was going to say.
Like you say, get to know your own setup. Yeah. Take your time.
Yeah, we've had messages come through like, first time out on the trip, don't know how to turn 240 on, or don't know how to connect mains, or
understand your own.
Take some time to have a play around with your setup. Like, how do you turn the gas on, or how does your inverter work, or where are the switches, where are the plugs? How to use your toilet, because cassette toilets are different than toilets in your house, compost toilets are different. Just get a feel for it before you throw yourself out in the deep end.
But going back to practicing, when you say towing, load it up to the same conditions that you're going to be taking it away from the weekend.
Yeah.
Load it up and understand it that way.
There's a big difference in towing with full water tanks to empty water tanks.
Our man doesn't tow as well with empty tanks, does it? It tows
better with tanks.
With the front tanks full or something?
Ball weight on it. Yeah. So, like I say, every van is different.
Our van's the opposite. Our van tows better empty.
Yep.
So there you go. So that's a prime example.
And that's actually something else when I just mentioned there, packing your van, make sure that you keep the weights in mind. So if you put a certain amount of weight on one side, like just how you, what do you call it? Weight distribution.
Yep.
Keep that in mind.
Well, do the towing courses and do the weight checks. Do the weight checks.
Caravanning Queensland. Caravanning Queensland. We're a member of Caravanning Queensland. That's our sort of trade association. They do free weight and towing checks up and down the coast of Queensland.
Yep.
Where I know the guys are looking to do some regional ones this year. They're increasing the number of those. They're a free event where they'll weigh your caravan. They'll talk to you about towing. They'll talk to you about your setup. Get involved in then caravanningqueensland.com.au.
Is that where you find out?
Yeah, and you can book. It tells you where they are, and then you actually book a time slot to go in there.
Perfect. Highly suggest people do that.
And there's actually a woman up in the Logan area or in South East Queensland, and she drives trucks, and she's got a business called Girls Who Tow.
Oh, love it.
And I'm actually going to go and she teaches you how to reverse. So I'm going to go spend a few hours with her. Her name's Jodie. And I don't know, I'm a woman, and I don't know how many women out there but feel like this. Your other half thinks everything's common sense, and why the heck aren't you doing it right, and why can't you just put the van in that spot, and when I said to do this you need to do that, and I'm just going to alleviate all those problems right there and go and do it with Jodie.
But look, I think it's not just females, I think it's anyone. I think there's a stigma out there that a male, he's going to go to a towing course, he's not cool enough, or he doesn't know. Man, that's bull. No. Just get out and do it.
Anyone who hasn't towed before or isn't confident should do a towing course. And if women don't feel comfortable with their other half telling them what to do, that's what I mean.
That's what she means.
Then get someone who's neutral and isn't
correct.
Emotionally connected.
The towing course that's going to cost you, $200 to $400 to $600 is cheaper than your next insurance excess and waiting to get your caravan
That's
in
exactly
somewhere
what I was going to say.
To get it repaired because you've taken the corner a bit tight or you've backed in and scratched something. So, save a lot of embarrassment as well.
Typical males, we think it's our job, and
we are.
And we are naturally good at it, but hang on, we aren't. So
it is critical. But
I am. But
it's okay.
Like even driving out so we've driven from home. We're like 4 hours from home, and I said to Tish, I was like, oh, I feel rubbish today, and you know, Tish had if I didn't want to drive, Tish could have driven the seat, and she could have driven the seat.
Yeah, correct.
She's the one that unhitched when they arrived. She got out. And...
But talking about that too.
I was busy talking.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, talking about the towing and the distances. If you look at the map and you go, oh, it's only 400 k's today. I do that in the car all the time. Put a Caravan on the back and it's like 6 to 7 or 8 hours. You double your time. So keep that in mind as well. So
mental.
You keep stopping.
Because we keep stopping to pee. Yep.
Yeah.
So I drink too much water out of my vodka bottle.
Oh
correct.
boy.
Old people.
Do we have
another common mistake made by caravanners? No.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, look. I guess at the end of the day, we're all caravanners.
Yep.
Campers, tourists.
We're also here to support each other too. So another common mistake is not backing your fellow caravanner.
Yep.
Not backing them in, as in backing them with, you know, supporting them.
Support.
Offering moral support if you can see they're struggling with something. Look, chip in, give them a hand. Don't be afraid to,
Actually, Chris has literally backed a lot of people
Yeah.
into caravan parks that haven't been able to get in.
You see so many people sitting there having a giggle under their awning, watching this poor bloke trying to back in, and if he doesn't know what he's doing, offer his support. Don't go sitting there laughing and having a beer.
it.
And sometimes
look, I'll be honest, I've done that before. I've had a bit of a giggle to myself, and
he used to set up on the corner of back in the Gold Coast Holiday Park. He used to get his recliner chair and his drink, and he'd sit back and watch everyone try and park.
I can remember our first caravan was a Coramal pop-top single axle, and we went down to...
That thing was a mongrel to back.
yeah.
It was terrible, and we went down to Bribie Island, one of the caravan parks down there, and it was very, very narrow, very tight, and he goes, how about you reverse this in? And I can remember getting into the driver's seat, looking up, and this gentleman literally turned his chair around right in front of me to look at me and watch me, and I thought, okay, pressure on. I got it first go, it's okay. But I can remember how tight that was, how uncomfortable that was, and
it was so funny because he come over and goes,
didn't expect you to get that.
You did well, love.
Is that what he did?
I think that's the other thing though, when you go to a caravan park and you have to reverse into a semi-tight spot, be prepared to be watched because everyone watches. It's just what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
But just, like you say, support each other.
Support each
other. It feels a lot better going up to someone and helping them back in and they giving you a thank you
laughing.
than sitting there having a giggle.
Yeah.
We did it the other night at that park we were staying at. That couple that pulled in late at night. It was a horrific sight that they were on. Yeah. Brand new caravan, brand new car. And mate, they were in Struggle Street and I went up and helped them and they gave me a big thank you and a cuddle and man, it feels good. It feels good to help people.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. We're a community at the end of the day. If you can see someone about to drive off and their antenna's up, just
the amount of times we've done
Give
that.
them my
Hatches
business
open.
On the UHF, just hey guys, you've left a hatch open, a roof hatch.
support each other.
Support each other. Yes.
Yeah.
What else you got on the list?
Anyway, that actually pretty much covers
Hey.
my common sort. I mean, there's probably a heap of things.
Actually, there are probably a heap more. And if you have got any common mistakes that you see, feel free to put it down in the comments because, people that watch videos generally go through and read through the comments as well. So if there's anything that you can add to this, please do so.
Yep, sounds good to us.
Tell us your fails in the comments as well.
Yes, tell us your fails.
We've shared a few of ours.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to share some of yours.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Done.
Well, thank you again for watching.
No worries.
Thanks for watching.
Bye for now.
Thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.